Where does your concern for the Palestinians and this issue come from?
Okay, so when you live in Oklahoma, it's very white, at least where I live. There is a black part of town. It's still very segregated. You don't really know what's going on in the Middle East. And I don't mean for this to sound dismissive, but you don't care either. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny Jewish community. There's no Muslims at all. Zero Muslim population. So I fell prey to probably some ambient Islamophobia, also having a default setting of not liking religion. So when it was told to me that Israel's a democracy and they're our ally, I was like, okay, yeah, that's great. We need to fight for abortion in Oklahoma. We need to fight for abortion rights. I was fighting more immediate civil rights in these horrible red states. And so when we went to the DNC, which was so cool for us to get invited to the DNC, we went every day. And I was so focused on helping Kamala get elected. I would walk in and there were all these peaceful protesters, Palestine. I would walk out. And I'm a little bit ashamed to admit this to you, but I think atonement and purging is a therapeutic thing. I was irritated by them. I thought they are going to this up for us.
The uncommitted movement.
Yes.
The Palestinian protests.
And why aren't they doing this at, the RNC and blah, blah. But I just thought everybody's going to pull together and vote for Kamala. There's no way he can win. Well, after she lost, I was like, your mother taught you to be curious. You need to dive into this thing. My husband always said, I don't know what's going on in Israel and Palestine, but I just know every fucking politician I hate supports Israel. Ted Cruz. That's the way. He's a criminal defense lawyer.
That's actually a pretty good way of judging an issue.
Lindsey Graham. He goes, I just know that.
Do you want to be on the same side as Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham?
So that was his take on it. So I really started researching about it. Like, how did Israel become a country? I didn't fucking know. I didn't care. And I know that's terrible to say, but when you live in a red state, you're so focused on domestic politics.
As critical as I'm of red state, this is not a red state issue. This is an America-wide issue. There are people in blue states who have no clue about what's happening in Palestine. Let's be clear about that.
So I started reading all about it. And then when you see what happens, I have some friends in one girl that I play with, tennis with in Oklahoma City, and she is Palestinian. And I said to her one day after a tennis match, I said, hey, Ines, where are you from? She goes, oh, I'm from Palestine originally. And I just put my hand on her shoulder and I said, I'm so sorry for what's happening to your country. And she started crying. And she said, you're the only person in this entire state that has acknowledged what's happening to my homeland. She goes, and I never cry. And so I thought, this is pretty up. So I read about it. And it's a genocide. It just is. And you either believe in universal human rights or you don't.